So here's the thing. This little box was given to me by my mother, and it was this little thing my uncle made. And we didn't even think it worked. It's cool. It has an inlay in it, but he clearly sandwiched the electronics inside this wood box. So I've never tried it. It's been floating around the jam room. So I plugged it in today, and I plugged one cord into this Marshall 78 JMP, which actually used to be his amp 20 years ago. And this amp, it has history. This amp was the house amp at the town pump in Vancouver. I believe it was bought new by them in 78. And it was one of their backline amps with this sun cabinet for like 20 years, maybe longer. Everybody has played through this amp. And I'm not even kidding about this. Anybody that was up and coming in the 90s or the 80s played through this amp. When I got this amp, it had a Variac installed in the back, and it blew a capacitor. And I had it reconditioned, resto modded to original. And if you look in the back, there is a hole where there used to be a couple of Variac knobs. And then I'm running this Eddie Van Halen 5153 combo with the foot switch, and it sounds really surprisingly good together, really good blend. And into those I'm running a variety of different axes, all humbuckers, Wolf, PRS, and Gibson, homemade thing there. And then normally down here I run this setup, which is line 6 G5 relay, a whammy, Digitech whammy, a CFH or Hendrix wah, a Dunlop Univibe, an MXR Phase 90, a Super Chorus, and then I run this old 90s Korg Toneworks AX30, and I use a bunch of noise gates and that off of that, and I have a JCM 800 there too. So it's an interesting analog rig. I mean, a bit primitive and that, but the raw tone of it is very good. I was just very thought it was very interesting that this little wood box works. I thought it was pretty funny. Good for a quick setup if you want to run 2 amps and no effects or no processor, or get rid of the processor and just have a stereo out. It's kind of cool.